Hey there! You're watching the first of what I hope to be a series of short videos that I'm going to be calling Peculiar Shorts. They'll generally be a quick look at a piece of paintball equipment that has caught my attention and I would like to share. This particular Peculiar Short is about this guy right here, a Pro Team Products VMX. This was a body kit for the Sheridan VM68. You would take your VM and you'd swap a bunch of the components into this body for whatever reason. I think mostly appearances, because I don't believe there's a heck of a lot of advantage to using this body versus the VM, but I'll have to find out more as I actually get to work on this thing. I've never owned a VM prior to this, so this is my first experience with the platform. Now that I have this, probably I'll have to go and actually get a VM68 so I can do a better comparison. From what I understand, this particular body may be from a run of bodies that didn't come out quite right. Something about the bore of the lower tube results in a marker that doesn't cycle properly. I don't know all the details about it yet, just that there's a chance I won't be able to get this to work without modification, if at all. I'm fine with that, personally. If I can get it to work, great. If not, then I'll still hang on to it as a neat piece of paintball history. So what you can see right out of the gate, it is a blocky piece of aluminum. It is in fact quite heavy. I don't have a scale here yet to actually give you an exact weight. At some point I'll make sure to do that. But even without the tank or barrel installed, this is definitely one of my heavier markers. It is a very solid chunk of aluminum. And it has a rather industrial milling style that I quite like. It's very much like the ones you'll see on the Micro Mags, or at least the earlier ones. I believe they changed it up in the later generations. It is equipped with the PTP style levered detent here. This one is cracked for the moment, and I'm holding it together with some glue. I don't know if those are easy to find replacements for. If not, I can design and print up a new one. You'll see we have the removable power feed, which I love. I think these things are great, especially because you could take it off and then make a custom feed for the marker if you want. I have another project I'll probably make a video on. It's the PTP autococker body. Remove the feed and adapted it to stock class. I love removable feeds. Anyway, I think one of the key features of this thing, though, that makes it, I don't know, of interest or value, is this removable, or not removable, but this quick trap door in the back. This lets you get to your internals very easily, or at least the hammer and the bolt. Getting to the valve in this, well, getting to it's easy, but you need a tool to take it out of there, which I have, thankfully. If you can see that, it says, open with caution, parts under spring tension. Now, I'm fairly certain this one has the wrong spring in here. There is very little spring tension on it, as you'll see. Try to get focus. Sorry, I'm trying to do this while looking through the camera. So that, if this was right, a spring would have come flying out the back here. But it's not. As you can see, the spring is wedged in there. We got a little cap for the back of the hammer. Pretty sure that's the wrong spring. I have ordered a replacement from Bocce Paintball, along with the little bracket that should have gotten there. What would that be called? I guess the guide. There should have been a spring guide there. So we'll see. Once I get that part, I suspect I'll find that the correct spring is actually narrower in diameter, so it actually fits in with the guide. This is what I have, and I don't think that's right. Maybe it is, and the fitment's just terrible. But it actually binds. It binds against this back cap. You can't slide it in, and it's binding against the hammer in the lower bore. As I mentioned earlier, this body is one of the ones that supposedly had an issue. I just don't know how far those issues extend. I haven't really done much research yet. I just kind of wanted to take this apart and take a look. So once we have this thing open, we can simply slide the hammer out the back. As I say that, it gets stuck. Gigantic hammer comes out here. Our bolt comes out there. From what I understand, these are stock hammer and bolt. There is an upgraded aftermarket valve in there. I'm not going to pull that out right now because you need to use a tool to do that I have around somewhere. But that's basically, if you're buying this thing, I think that's really the only advantage you got, was the fact that you could pop this open. It looks kind of cool. I do like the look of it. But I guess functionally, some of these didn't work. Perhaps a bunch of them. I don't have all that kind of information yet. Like I said, just kind of diving into it. But I'm going to try and get it upgraded to basically whatever someone would have done when they bought this. Because they obviously wanted to make their marker look cooler. And while I'm here, I know I said that I was not going to take this apart, but I have just now changed my mind because I see the tool here. So this guy. So however cool this body may be with the quick strip dropping stuff out the back, you still need this to actually get your valve out. Just like the marker, this is one of the chunkier things I have. This screws into the back of the valve and allows you to pull it out. Which is interesting. A chunky marker gets a chunky tool. So there's two screws I got to remove on the side, and there's a plug on the bottom, which I actually don't think I need to take out, so I'm not going to do so right now. I will, however, put the tool in if I can. I took this apart once, and as soon as I pulled the screws out, the valve went flying out the back just from the spring pressure. So I'm going to try and avoid doing that again. Again, sorry for clumsiness. I am trying to do this standing behind a camera, which is not typical. Yeah, okay, I just felt that release. Screws out of the way. Yeah, let's see if I can get the valve in the spring. There we go. So there's our spring, nothing interesting there. And the valve. This is aftermarket, I believe. I do not yet know anything about it. I think the stock valves, actually, to adjust velocity, they had 4 different outlets on them, and you'd have to actually rotate the valve to align the different sized outlets with the air path through the bolt. This one's just got a gigantic cutout on it, and some sort of adjustment here. That's a brass sleeve that is threaded into the valve. That can be screwed in and out. I imagine this would adjust how much air gets sent back to recock the hammer versus how much is going out the top. Excuse the background noise. So I'll have to look up more information about this and if I can still get these seals. I don't know how much parts are available for this guy, so it's possible I'll have to make some. I might just be out of luck on others, but I found, from the little bit I've seen so far, there's a big community around these things. So hopefully I can find, if not replacement parts, lots of people who know how to fix them and perhaps just make the parts as needed. So anyway, that was just a quick view. I will be doing more on this one, I think, because I did order, like I said, parts of Bocce Paintball. I ordered what I think is the appropriate barrel and a different expansion chamber, an actual PTP expansion chamber that would have a tank actually connected directly to it. So anyway, that's it for now. It's my first peculiar short. We'll see how they go from here, maybe get more organized or, whatever. But that's it for now. See you later.